Again, one line I would like to say is that, never be a
Yes,
fanboy of any brand.
that's a very big
Even
statement.
if, true, absolutely, yeah, you go
Exactly.
get a tattoo done, KTM, Yamaha, whatever tattoo, they won't give you 1 rupee discount, bro. Okay,
Exactly.
1 rupee discount. Okay, follow the brand, praise the brand, be with the brand, whichever supports you.
Hello and welcome back to today's podcast. And we have Vikas Bhai again today. And
Buddies, we are back.
so it's been a while, and we have the last podcast was really amazing. We got a very good feedback, especially from Instagram. Um,
Yes,
well, yes. So we had to do another one, and we will be doing a lot of these podcasts on.
absolutely.
Yeah. And the best thing about it is that the way it's reaching the audience, I mean, in a good and a bad way, people are taking it in a very negative way as well. I've seen a lot of hateful comments. But would you like to say anything, address anything about that?
See, yaar, I would like to say one line in Hindi. Okay.
Yes,
People were taking my comments about the latest technology on superbikes very personally. Okay.
exactly.
First, we have to understand one thing. Superbike ना तुम्हारे बाप ने बनाया ना मेरे बाप ने बनाया. Correct? यार इतना पर्सनल क्यों ले रहे हो? ओके वो जो है मेरा पर्सनल ओपिनियन है. ओके मैंने किसी का नाम लेके नहीं कहा वहाँ पे. सो टेक इट विद अ पिंच ऑफ सॉल्ट बडीज सो a level of positive criticism is good, but when people start commenting in a cheap way, it only shows their character. How does it matter to us anyway? Correct? We are living an awesome life. So, all
And
right.
we were getting like the reel was flooded with a lot of hateful comments. And
True.
it's okay, fine, let them say whatever. But anyways, let's start with today's episode. In
Yes.
today's podcast, we will discuss about different motorcycle brands in India.
Wow.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we will be discussing about almost each and every brand. And again, this podcast is unbiased. We are not
Absolutely.
correct. We are not, trying to defame any brand. We are not trying to promote any brand. Let's be very clear so that the audience gets to know about each and every brand, the good and the bad, everything about it.
Again, one line I would like to say is that, never be a
Yes,
fanboy of any brand.
that's a very big
Even
statement.
if, true, absolutely, yeah, you go
Exactly.
get a tattoo done, KTM, Yamaha, whatever tattoo, they won't give you 1 rupee discount, bro. Okay,
Exactly.
1 rupee discount. Okay, follow the brand, praise the brand, be with the brand, whichever supports you. Okay, when
That's
I
a
say
very good thing.
supports you, means who is giving spare parts at a reasonable price when the spare parts are available to us. Okay, when they make motorcycles which have some meaning, which have some sense, that is, priced reasonably, and which cater to our lives, which make a difference in our life, follow that brand. But just because you own a motorcycle of a brand, don't start worshipping it. Got it? So because they don't really care about you. You go and say my motorcycle has 100 issues, they don't care about you. So they won't even know your name. So why to
Yeah,
become a fanboy of any brand? Correct?
exactly.
So
This goes with everything, not just motorcycles, cars. It goes with
absolutely.
everything. So yeah,
Yes.
uh, we will talk about the importance of choosing the right motorcycle brand in this podcast, and not just that, there will be factors that Vikas Bhai will be, sharing that you should keep in mind when you're choosing a particular motorcycle brand. It's not
Yeah.
that okay, I have friends who have this particular brand of motorcycle, and I also need to get that. So we will discuss all these things, but
Yeah.
again, yeah. So we will not be defaming any brand, just letting you all know. And so if any brand is watching this podcast, don't take it like, okay, we are attacking Hero or something, any other brand. So this is
Hmm.
just a podcast that we are discussing about each and every brand and what are the good and the bad things. So
See,
maybe
yaar,
let's
in the
start.
end,
Yes.
in the
onto
end,
you.
customer is the king. All right.
Exactly.
So if we want to say bad things, we will say bad things because we are spending our hard-earned money and we are buying those motorcycles. Okay. Motorcycle is
Right.
not an ice cream that you spend 50
Correct.
rupees or 100 rupees and you ate it, it went to your stomach. Okay. Motorcycle, we spend lakhs of rupees and it is emotionally attached to us. And if we don't like the product or if the brand is not caring about us, we will say it on the face.
Right.
Okay. So it is not a defamation. If we are talking facts, it is not defamation. So
Okay.
let's
So
start.
we are talking about facts. I'll just like to,
Yes.
question the last podcast you had with Bulu Patnaik,
Yeah.
right? So he was talking about how motorcycle presenters, they are getting influenced by the companies when they are getting invited. So well, there will be a lot of things we can talk about that also, but let's start with the Indian brands first. Do you think we should start with our like Indian brands? So the first brand
Absolutely.
that comes, yes, let's go. So the first brand that comes to our mind is Hero MotoCorp. Let's talk about the pricing. I think the first factor that Hero is known for is relatively cheaper price, and even the maintenance and everything is quite cheaper compared to other brands. So, would you like to add something to that?
Oh, I personally respect the brand company Hero very highly. They were
Yes.
making bicycles, then motorcycles, and literally, I
Yeah.
mean, the sentimental value that I have towards the Hero brand is, man. I mean, it's running the foundation of our country. As simple as that.
Actually,
Correct? The most
right.
economical motorcycles, the 100 cc's, which are used by most of the population, are made by Hero. Correct?
Hero, right.
Yes. So I have very
So,
high respect towards the brand. And I
and they are
own a
looking for
Hero
the
motorcycle
masses
too.
also. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I own the Impulse, right? The dirt bike. I call her the
Yes,
dirt
yes,
bike.
yes.
So,
It was a game changer when they launched it, and even now they're
correct.
working so hard on the X-Pulse. Like, there are so
Absolutely.
many new things coming up, and I think they have bigger plans also with the X-Pulse. So let's see. We
Correct.
will wait for that.
See, I would like to say one thing before we go ahead.
Yeah,
The X-Pulse, even the Impulse for that matter, these
yeah,
motorcycles are so capable that most of the people go buy Tigers, GS 1200, this, that. I mean, if you really want to have fun, okay, take it off road, do jumps, whatever, then this is the motorcycle. The X Pulse is the motorcycle on which you can experience the best amount of adventure that you can ever dream of. Correct?
correct.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And even if break it, something goes wrong, it's pretty cheap, like the parts and all. Like,
true,
so they have
true,
kept the customers,
correct.
economic
I mean,
point of view as well.
breaking an expulse when you do adventure will
Right.
not break your bank, will not break your home. It's
Yes,
as simple as that.
absolutely. It's a very good thing. I think we will put this on
Yeah.
a reel.
Yep.
It will not hurt our bank balance. So,
Yeah.
well, yes, talking about Hero, there will be some, cons as well. There will be some issues with Hero.
Hmm.
I mean, the first one would be the service quality, maybe.
Okay. Hmm.
So, do you have any experience with that? Like when you used to get the Impulse serviced?
Very good question. Now,
Yes.
to be absolutely honest, I have very little experience with regards to Hero's dealership service because
Okay.
after buying the Impulse, I bought the Impulse used. I have a 2012 model and I bought
Wow.
the motorcycle in 2019. And
Okay.
she was in a very bad shape. Some dude, treated her very badly, and there were only four Impulse motorcycles available for sale that time in complete Hyderabad,
Wow.
and Expulse was not even launched that time. So we were on a hunt. We were like, searching for a
Hunting for
diamond.
it.
Yeah, and finally found one. Bought the motorcycle for 36,000 rupees, and
Wow.
I spent another 40,000 rupees in rebuilding her and did a considerable amount of kind of, beautiful modifications,
Correct.
upgrades, and all of that. So after that, our own team, my dear friend Tarun, they have been servicing it. So I never
Yes.
had an opportunity or requirement to go to the service station. So
Okay.
you tell me, brother,
Yeah, I'll share the
you,
feedback from
yeah,
Hero.
correct.
Like I
Hmm.
have many friends, people who get their bikes serviced. Uh, the first thing they noticed is that the good thing about the service is the warranty is very easily claimable. I mean, it's not like Japanese brands, like they create a fuss, or like if you miss a service, they will show you their policy, this and that. But Hero is like, okay,
Correct.
very, very lenient. So that's a very good thing actually. And plus the service cost would be like 400, 500, 700. So that's like hardly going out for a movie. It's the same price.
I'll give you an example. Okay.
Sure.
Now, because of nature's grace, I own quite a few motorcycles.
Yes,
But
yes.
every single day, the motorcycle that I ride is actually the Impulse. Okay. I go
Okay.
to my software office, which is in Banjara Hills, which is about
Yes.
15 kilometers away from where I live, from my residence. So,
Okay.
my primary girlfriend,
Commute.
my lover on every single day who takes me from my residence to my software office is the
Sure, sure.
Impulse. For few reasons. One is, the fuel efficiency here. Because
Yeah, it's pretty good.
today fuel is very expensive, right? And
Right.
I get 55 kilometers per liter on the
And that's a
Impulse.
10-year-old motorcycle.
Oh
12.
yeah, 12-year-old
12.
motorcycle.
Wow.
Okay. Of course, I did an engine rebuild in 2019, but
Okay.
still, okay, I get
But still, I mean,
55
even now,
kilometers a
if you're
liter.
getting, it's
Yeah,
a very big number, good number.
correct, correct.
I
So
might
if I,
consider getting one, by the
oh
way.
yeah, Impulse, they're not available anymore, so very
Right, right,
difficult
right,
to find one. People are selling them at a premium. If you get an Impulse today, it's well over a
right.
lakh to buy it. But
Okay.
if I fill up the tank of the Impulse, I can almost go to Banjara Hills 5 days a week for 1 month.
That's your like a month.
Yeah,
That's a big
for a month. I keep waiting. When will she get into reserve? She's carbureted,
wow.
so there is a tap. So I have
Yeah,
to move
yes. You
from
can
on to
adjust.
reserve. So
Okay.
she never. I'm like, I keep wondering, sweetheart, like, don't you need fuel? And she's like, no, baby, keep riding me. Let's think
So
about
it's
that
a
later.
like she doesn't
Yeah.
have a lot of demands from you.
Ah, my my Impulse is the most what to say, loving girlfriend, loving woman ever. She only needs 1 liter of mineral engine oil,
That's it.
no
And
oil
then
filter, no
okay,
electronics, no fuel injection. Okay.
okay.
And like literally, you can fully service her, including front brake pads for, as you mentioned, some 500 rupees or so.
Yes.
So, yep.
So it's pretty
Hmm.
cheap. Yeah. These are the things that we should keep in, mind when you're buying
Absolutely.
a hero. So
Yes.
we can be worry free. There will be no worries about
Correct.
any damages or any major costs as well. So maybe
Correct.
let's move on to the next one. That
Yep.
is, this brand is actually a game changer as well. And you have a very good experience with this brand. That is Bajaj.
Yeah.
So yes, Bajaj changed the Indian market
True.
truly.
True.
So I will not go to the history and when they started this and that. Let's
Hmm.
we will just straight away go for the pros, the cons, and the things like if you get any experience from the service or
Yeah.
not. So let's talk about the good part, the pros. I
Hmm.
think you have reviewed the Bajaj Pulsar NS 400 recently,
Correct.
and we were like shocked to see the price of a
Yeah.
400cc motorcycle.
Yeah.
So the pricing is maybe Bajaj does it best. That's what I can
True.
say.
Yeah.
And like when you were reviewing the motorcycle,
Hmm.
I mean, I mean, right now, maybe a 150cc premium from Yamaha costs more than that, to be honest. But the value, the amount of things that you're getting from this motorcycle, the
Hmm.
NS 400, for example, you have ridden it, right? So you
Yeah.
can share to the audience like what are the good
Yeah.
things you liked about Bajaj
Yeah.
from a bias point of view as well. from an owner's point of view.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, point number one, you clearly mentioned it, brother. That is,
Yes,
value for money is extremely important, especially
exactly.
when someone is young. Okay. Because, when you're young, there are many other priorities where you have to
Right.
spend money. Okay. You might want to buy a home. You might want to pay off
Correct.
your student loan. You might want to do emergency funds. You would want to
There will
do
be
health
lot
insurance.
of responsibilities that are there
Absolutely.
for everyone,
Health
right?
insurance for your parents, for
Correct.
yourself. So many things, correct? So at that point, spending 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs on a motorcycle, I would not do it. Okay. I mean, uh, so that way, Bajaj allows us to buy extremely good motorcycles which
Extremely.
have considerable amount of power for, I mean, a price which doesn't
Exactly.
financially destroy us, So, yes, the NS 400 is great value for money, an
Amazing, to be
amazingly
honest.
good motorcycle. And Bajaj pulls it off because of, how many decades they have been in the market for, correct? When a company is in the market for 30, 40 plus years,
Yes.
uh, they gain experience in how to source out materials for a lower cost, good quality materials for lower cost.
Yes.
And next, you should see their factory. I have been blessed, fortunate to go and see how the motorcycles are
Line up.
assembled, line up, assembly line in the factory. They gave me and others a tour. And
Okay.
so everything is so well organized, and they have collaborations with so many other brands, including KTM, including,
Yes.
uh, uh, other, like brake,
Husqvarna. Yeah.
yeah, everything, parts. So they are able to pull this off, which other brands might not be able to. So I truly respect them for that very highly. Right from, as I mentioned, my
Yeah.
first most powerful motorcycle, which my father gifted to me on my 18th birthday in the year 2002,
Wow.
was the Pulsar 180, the most powerful motorcycle in India at that time. And of course, you can say RD 350 was already there, but let's talk about the four strokes. So, the most
Yes.
powerful four stroke motorcycle, and
Was a Pulsar
it
180. Yeah.
Pulsar 180, and it was the second motorcycle which came out of the showroom in Hyderabad, and my father bought that for me.
Wow.
And I still have it. It is with my friend Kishore. He's got that motorcycle with him, and I still have the Pulsar 150 with me. So now here, uh, Bajaj pulled this off in the year 2002. Imagine that. Okay,
Wow.
2002, they were able to launch a motorcycle which was powerful, which looked good, and I believe the price was about 65,000 rupees that time, with which
Wow.
purchasing power parity today probably is 5-6 lakhs or more than that. But still, that time also, if you were decently doing well, if you are like upper middle class, you could buy that motorcycle.
Yes.
Yeah. So uh, all the way from 2002, and then they launched interesting motorcycles like the Eliminator, the Avenger, and then all the way till the Dominar in 2017, and then the NS,
The NS
uh,
series was also a game
200,
changer. Yeah.
absolutely, and then the NS 400. So they have
Yeah.
been hitting home runs, sixers all the
Actually.
way. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very good thing. So we spoke about how they are managing to stay in the, like, I would say, podium in the
Correct.
manufacturers from India, coming from India.
Correct.
So
Yes.
well, there are few concerns with Bajaj as well. There will be few, obviously, if you are
Absolutely.
selling the very good amount of motorcycles, there will be few complaints. That's normal. And
Yeah.
but Bajaj
Yeah.
do, they like deal with it very in a good way.
Hmm.
So, like, few cons I have faced, like my friends have faced, that I would share is that maybe recently, I think it was NS 160 and
Okay.
the BS6 Phase 2 motorcycle. And a very
Uh-huh.
close friend of mine, he had some issue that the motorcycle was, stalling out of the blue, like maybe in 40,
Mhm.
50, it just turns off. So, I mean, the service center guys took 1.5 months to figure out what the problem is.
Mhm.
And I think recently he got it sorted. So, yeah, I mean, there is a gap with the training and in the service centers. So there is a little bit lack, at least in Kolkata. I'm not sure about other cities. So there is a
That
little
gap is
bit of
there everywhere. That gap.
yes,
See, the thing is that here, I would not blame Bajaj completely, because
right,
here it is about the manpower issue with the dealerships. Okay.
exactly,
See, brand, which is the company, is completely different entity compared to the dealerships. Okay. So dealership is something you and I can start. We can start a showroom
yeah,
and a service station if we have a few crores of capital, and if they, kind of allow us to have it. That is
okay,
Bajaj. So Bajaj's core responsibility is actually only till they manufacture a good motorcycle and till the time they
right,
provide the spare parts. So
okay,
someone like you and I, when we have a dealership, that is a showroom and the service station, it is actually our responsibility to hire the correct manpower and train them correctly. But
correct,
unfortunately, it is extremely tough to retain these employees. Okay, because I've run
right.
considerable number of businesses. I even ran a service station, as you know. So
Yes,
these
yes,
people, when you have to train someone at a service station, like a technician, a mechanic, it takes 6 months, it takes 1 year. And
correct.
after that, what they feel is that I've been trained, why should I work here? I'll go set up my own small shop.
Yeah, they
Okay. It's
all
a,
have their own ways.
they feel they're their own boss, but you're still, I'm sorry, but you're still only a mechanic, right? On your face. Because, these people, no matter how hard you work towards training them, treat them well, but they'll still leave the job and go away and set up their own shop because they want to be their own boss. Okay.
Right.
So the same issue is faced by every dealership. So they'll train people, they will leave. Okay. So who will suffer? We customers will suffer.
Right.
Got it. So I
That's why
empathize
the
with the
impact.
dealerships. It's very tough in our country where
Yeah.
employees, especially employees who are technicians, mechanics, they have
Yeah, yeah.
no loyalty, no integrity towards their job. So that is a problem.
So yeah, that's a
Hmm.
few issues that will be there with whichever brand we talk about.
Correct.
It will still be there.
Correct.
So yeah, I think that was about Bajaj. We will not. I don't think there's any other negatives right now, because Bajaj is really working really hard,
True.
and they are
True.
updating their motorcycle. Unlike the Japanese, they are actually working on improving, like even if it's maybe a fairing or something, very small
Correct.
headlight replacement or whatever, but
Yeah.
at least they are
Yeah.
making changes. So
And one good thing about
yes,
Bajaj, I have been associated with them on kind of YouTube and this influencer
yes, yes,
thing since 2017, because 2016 December I launched the Dominar in Hyderabad. They invited me officially to launch in Deccan Bajaj Motors, the showroom,
yes,
and I've had a great relationship with them. I rode the Dominar in Ladakh, blah blah. A lot of things I've done. Uh, but when there was an issue with Triumph, when they launched the Triumph Speed 400 and the Scrambler, and the
yes,
dealerships were adding ridiculous amounts of money, this cost, that cost, and increasing the on-road price by 30, 40, even 50,000 rupees. I was the person to raise the alarm,
okay,
and I made videos saying that this is not fair. You should not do it, and that was, it went viral. It went onto Twitter. It reached uh, everyone, the heads of Bajaj, and then Bajaj was forced to contact Triumph dealerships, and all those extra charges were waived off. Okay, this was last
wow.
year.
So
So
at least they got it
uh,
sorted.
absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't leave
Wow.
them if they wouldn't get it
Yes, yes.
sorted, because I promoted. See,
Yeah, it's
they
a very
sent
big thing.
yeah, they sent me the what to say, curtain raiser videos of the Triumph 400, that the Speed 400 and the Scrambler 400 before it was
Okay.
launched. So I made videos, I vouched for it, I said this is an awesome price, nice motorcycle. And then you go ahead within 2 days and add ridiculous amount of cost for the on-road price. I'm not going to leave it here, because for me,
Exactly.
in the end, community, our people, our bikers are important. But Bajaj took it with a positive spirit, and still I have a relationship with them. Correct?
Okay.
They did
But
not
that's a
think that,
very good thing. Yeah.
yeah, they did not think that, hey, Vikas kind of made a video against us and supported the public. So we lost hundreds of crores because of it. I mean, we means the dealerships lost hundreds of crores because of. So they did not think like that. They took it in a positive manner, where I was being a journalist and they were being the news, and my responsibility
Correct.
towards the community was to spread the news. So yes.
Right. So they're at the right path. The way the brand is growing, and I think it's a very good thing. And that's why they are getting more potential buyers every other day. So
True.
people would
Yes.
prefer a Bajaj right now over some other brand. So let's talk about the good and the bad thing about TVS now. So over to you. What do you think about the recent launch, that is the RTR 310?
Well, you said it, brother, that towards every brand we have some level of goodwill. Okay.
Right.
Now, as we mentioned, Hero, we give a goodwill towards Hero, and the sentimental value that we have is that literally it is uh, running our country.
Right.
Every person who's doing food delivery, or who's a farmer, or who's working very hard, rides a 100cc Hero motorcycle. Okay, backbone of our country. And when we spoke about Bajaj, we spoke about performance oriented motorcycles made in India, excellently priced. uh, Bajaj has been the pioneer in it, right from the Pulsar 180.
Absolutely.
Now we are talking about TVS. So the sentimental value, the goodwill which we can give towards TVS, right from the start, even like 20, 30 years ago, they were the pioneers in motorcycle racing in India. You know, you go to MMSC racetrack in Chennai, you will see all TVS boards, TVS
Yes.
everywhere. So they have been the people who have pushed, uh, you know, and encouraged the sport of racing, motorcycle racing in India, and I salute them for that.
Absolutely.
And their motorcycle, of course, the RTR series is my most favorite. They even had those economy, motorcycles, Victor, right?
Yes,
Victor and all
TVS
that
Victor,
they had.
TVS,
Yeah,
a whole lineup of commuters.
correct,
But
correct.
yeah,
I
they're working very nice as well. Like just like
hmm,
close to Bajaj, they're trying to keep it up,
correct.
I would say. And
Yeah, but if I have to today buy a commuter motorcycle for whatever reason, if I have to buy a 100cc, 125cc, I might not buy a TVS. You know,
right,
uh, yeah. For me, if I have to buy a TVS, it has to be the Apache series. Very
yes,
simple. You know,
has a bit of
uh,
performance oriented.
true, true. So, I mean, the Apache, that red color one which they had launched in 2017
17 or 8,
or 18.
17, 18,
Yeah.
something. It
I
looks
mean,
absolute
man,
beautiful.
although it was a straight out copy of the
Ducati.
Panigale or something, right?
Yeah. I mean,
But I still give it to them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I
I. S-
saw this Ducati park next to a TVS Apache, sorry, RR 310, and
Hmm.
you won't believe the RR 310 looks pretty big compared to a Ducati, like
Correct.
side by side,
Correct.
and they have designed it
Yes.
very nicely.
And that red color, that first
Red is
red
absolute
color,
beauty.
the RR310, 100% Ducati red that is.
Yes.
See, Ducati has a copyright, a trademark over that red internationally, not in India.
Okay.
Okay. Internationally, that specific shade of red, no other motorcycle company can actually use. Okay.
Okay.
But TVS got it in India. I mean, I have no issues. Absolutely loved it. Because see, sometimes nothing wrong in copying also.
Right.
Because it's inspirational, right?
Right.
So I loved that motorcycle. Uh, what presence it had on the road. when you were
Exactly.
riding that red color RR310, and oh my
Looks
God,
so
people
damn
used to
good.
turn around. Amazingly good motorcycle by the looks, but not
Yes.
by performance.
Will not
The
go to
first generation.
performance. They had
The
issues.
number first was the vibrations, brother. I made a video that time. I
Yeah,
went
yeah.
on a long ride on that motorcycle immediately after it was launched. The whole handlebar would vibrate at, I think, few thousand RPM. See, like your blood circulation on your palm will go numb even after wearing gloves. Okay,
Wow.
so it was so bad, and of course, you know, even the acceleration, the torque delivery was
There is
nothing good.
there's lag.
You know,
I did feel.
yeah, but see,
Again, you cannot expect it
sometimes
to be like a Ducati.
correct, correct.
So
So for me, I would buy that motorcycle only for the looks. That 2017-18 first model of the RR310, this one, red color one I'm
the
talking
red
about.
one, yeah.
Okay. But the next model that they launched, I think in 2020 or 21 they
Yeah, they
launched, right?
improved a lot.
Yeah.
Like the engine was more
Phenomenal
refined.
improvement. True.
So that's what
The
we love about
vibrations were gone.
TVS.
Yeah.
They are trying to, improve things, and they are trying to, correct the flaws that were there in their motorcycles. Like even the,
Right.
for example, the RTR, uh, Apache RTR 160 4V, that one. So I found it smoother than the other 150 cc's in the market for some reason. So they are trying to
No, it's a
improve.
very nice. Yeah, yeah. Very nice motorcycle. I think it was launched sometime the RR, not RR, the Apache
RTR.
160
Yeah.
RTR. It was launched. I'll say this again. Important point. It's a balloon. Okay. The RTR 160. The first time I rode this motorcycle, I remember. I think it was 2006. Is it correct? Probably launched in
I think
2006, right?
2006.
The TVS Apache RTR 160. The first time I rode that motorcycle, I think was in the year 2006. I had the Pulsar 180 that time, and my friend bought a RTR 160, and he came over to my house, and I was very excited to ride the motorcycle, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. I was thinking that I have a 180, and this is a 160, 20 cc less, right? So she would be slower than the Pulsar 180
But it
2002
wasn't.
model, but oh my God, the power delivery, the braking, the handling was phenomenal for that time. Phenomenal. I fell in love with that motorcycle, and the same motorcycles were used for racing in MMSC
Yes.
racetrack, of course, with some
With some, yeah, yeah.
modification.
The full
Yeah,
exhaust
here
and
there.
tuning and all. But
Yeah,
again,
the
it's
suspension.
damn good,
Yeah,
even on
very
racetrack.
good motorcycle. Yeah, correct. Absolutely.
So yeah, we have spoken about the good things, the good side of the TVS brand. So I don't think there is, like, from my friend circle's experiences, that they faced any issue with the service of TVS. But one thing they did, convey it to me, that there were some commuter motorcycles in TVS. Like, not, I would say even a 150cc is a commuter, right? So 160 4V.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the R15 Yamaha is not a commuter. So that
Yes.
way, I mean,
There will be
see,
some differences.
yeah, correct.
So
So,
I think for commuter, from TVS point of view, few people did tell me that even the Apache RTR 164V, the parts are a little bit more on the expensive side if you compare it with other Indian brands. So
correct.
what's your take on that?
Well, I would say if they are expensive by 10%, 20%, even 30%, I would be
Yes,
fine with it. Because, see, if other commuter brands spare part
correct.
is priced at 200 rupees, and if the RTR spare part is 250 rupees,
I don't think there's any
you are
wrong with it.
paying 25% extra,
Yeah,
but you're getting 200% extra performance in it, right?
right, absolutely.
Yeah.
The
So,
parts will last a little bit more longer, I would say. I would believe actually that it
yeah,
will outperform the other brands.
yeah.
And that's
I mean,
what the
see,
case,
this
right?
is
In
Yeah, this is the matter. What I think, like,
Yes.
see, I praised Hero very highly with regards to their 100cc commuter motorcycles, correct?
Yes.
Which is running the country. But if I buy a Hero 100cc motorcycle, or what all motorcycles does Hero have in the commuter segment?
In the commuter is the Splendor,
Hmm.
and there's a I think Splendor has two models. There's a
Hmm.
i3 as something. So
Yeah, I did the
it's,
review of the i3 in
yes.
2022. Yeah. Hmm.
So I mean,
So
Hero
okay, let's
showrooms keep Splendor. Let's take Splendor as an example. Yeah.
correct. Okay, do they have like a 125 or a 150cc Hero?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
They
Okay,
have
let's take
160,
Splendor
that
and
Extreme is there. Hero Extreme 160. Yes,
okay,
there is
fine. Let's take Extreme. Okay,
Extreme.
let's take Extreme as an example here. Okay. Now, if today, okay, think me, I want to buy one motorcycle, okay, which has to be not 100 but like a 150cc.
150,
Why not
160. Yeah.
100? Because I want to go on weekend rides also. So I could be every single day because of my job riding 50, 60 kilometers. But weekends also I want to go on a ride or even do some touring. So
Right.
100cc becomes a little too slow, little too less.
Yes.
So
On the
for
highway,
150,
especially, it's not safe.
correct, correct. You can't overtake and all that. Plus, it's just that
Correct.
it doesn't give the punch, little bit punch
Yes.
you need, right? So 150, 160cc is good. Okay. So now, if the Hero Extreme I buy, okay, which is a 160cc, correct? I would still prefer buying the TVS RTR 160
Absolutely.
over a Hero Extreme. Both are 160, but the RTR 160 of TVS has been derived from the experience of racing
Correct.
on the racetrack. Okay. And the whole handling, the torque delivery, the braking of the RTR 160 is going to be far superior than the Hero Extreme 160.
Absolutely.
Hero Extreme is not bad, but it is no way comparable to a, RTR 160.
Absolutely. So TVS has the racing team, and obviously they test out their bikes on the racetrack
Correct.
as well. I haven't, heard of Hero doing the same with
No.
Extreme. So I get your answer why you are choosing the TVS.
See the simple fact
Yeah.
that TVS RTR 160 can be taken onto the racetrack and can be ridden at full throttle for 10 laps, 15 laps, 6 laps, whatever. Okay, it means that engine is capable of taking that stress.
Yes.
So now on the same racetrack, if I bring an Extreme
Extreme.
Hero 160 and go full throttle, probably the engine will not be able to take it. Okay,
Absolutely.
the piston, the material used inside, the temperature, the tolerances, the crankshaft, the camshaft, everything might not be able to take it. So that is the reason TVS motorcycles are used for racing. So now, if I am someone who wants to use one motorcycle for commute and also the same motorcycle for hard weekend rides, touring, and all of that, it is a no-brainer that I should choose the RTR
RTR.
160 or any of the RTR series. Yeah.
So yeah, there's I think that sums up about TVS. It has that racing DNA inside them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Another thing I like about TVS is they
sure.
even make tires, right?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. That's pretty
yeah,
decent tires. Good
yeah.
like quality tires. So
See, honestly, in India for our roads, give me any. I want to basically use Indian tires only.
yes,
I've used Michelin, Pirellis, Metzellers, my head, everything I've used. But give me Indian tires. They see Indian tire manufacturers know how to make a tire for India. Okay, because we have nails on the road, we have rocks on the road, we have
there's so many
potholes and
things.
all of that. Correct, right? We need a tough tire.
Right. And Metzeler, they don't see, okay, there's a pothole outside your house. So they don't, keep that in mind when they're making tires.
It's made in Germany, right? So
Right.
why will they think about India? Yeah, they're
There's
exporting
hardly
worldwide,
any
right?
debris on road over there. So they have kept that in
Correct.
mind and made the tire. So yeah,
Correct.
are we left with any other Indian brands? Because I think we have covered pretty much all the brands. Maybe we can talk about like the other motorcycles as well, like brands as well. Royal
Complete.
Enfield,
We
Kawasaki.
need a 5-hour podcast. Royal Enfield.
Do you remember? Like we just spoke and we thought, okay, let's wrap it up in 15 minutes. So this is the second
Yeah.
video we have
Yes.
already
Correct.
crossed. So no issue with that.
Correct.
Do you want to like let's keep it to Indian brands maybe this time? What do you
Yeah,
think about?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, I think
Pure Indian
more.
brands,
Yes, I
and
don't
that
think
too
we are right. Sorry.
mass manufacturing
Ah,
brands.
yes,
Mass
for the mass
manufacturing. Yeah.
audience. So do you think we should
Correct.
include Royal Enfield as well? I don't think so.
नो आज के लिए बेकार है रॉयल
Yes,
एनफील्ड
yes,
वो कोई
yes.
छोटा सीसी बनाता ही नहीं है ना सो हाँ
You never know.
correct.
Maybe there will be some 100cc RE
आई
coming
डोंट
soon.
वांट देम टू मेक यार थोड़ा वो
And then they will
थोड़ा
have.
वो टशन है ना रॉयल एनफील्ड में वो टशन मजा आता है लाइक आई एक्चुअली वांट टू बाय अ बुलेट सी इट्स आई मीन टू बी ऑनेस्ट इट इज ट्रैश टू राइड बट आई जस्ट वांट टू बाय इट
Okay.
वो एक
Yeah, I mean, just
वो है ना
for
मेरे पास
yours.
बुलेट या एक बुलेट है वो that it looks big
How
the
many
pump
times have
that you get
people
from
called
it
your Interceptor as a bullet? I want to
हाँ
hear
वो
that.
बोलते हैं बट वो
Yes.
बुलेट द फील इज डिफरेंट नो यू हैव
Yes,
अ
yes,
बुलेट या
Mahindra. I don't think Mahindra we can include here. There's no point of.
बोल देते हैं ना बोल देते हैं वो मोजो तो एकदम घटिया बेकार मोटरसाइकिल है never liked it,
Yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
honest on the
Mojo.
face you know
I think we have. That's all. We don't have any other. Only Mahindra is left.
correct
Mahindra Saluto and Mahindra have the Saluto commuter. They used to have, but now I think I don't see any single one on road.
बेकार है actually nothing to talk about them also correct
Yes.
yeah
Okay,
correct
and I think we are left with another category of Indian brands, but I'm pretty sure we will not cover it. Only reason because they are EVs.
Hey, EV, see, I love EV to some level, but
But
क्या
yeah,
है ना कचड़ा हो गया यार EV मार्केट
exactly.
हर एक मतलब कोई कचड़ा घटिया ब्रांड्स आ रहे हैं
From
एंड
China, they are bringing the
या
things.
करेक्ट
So thank you for watching, and that's all for today. If you guys have any questions or topics that you want us to cover, we would get back maybe in a few upcoming weeks. So don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. So we'll see you again in the next podcast.